Welcome back to CEC Free IELTS Tips. This week, we're talking about speaking tips here at CEC Live and CEC Online with me, Teacher Richard, helping you get through the IELTS. Today's free tip is for speaking. More specifically, speaking from past tense verbs, adjectives, and past participles, or what we call, the ED sounds. These are a little bit difficult in English, and you need to practice them to improve your IELTS score. Make sure you sound correct. What happens, right? You can't think of what to say. This is what happens during the speaking test. We run into many problems, but the most important one is your pronunciation. And finishing the word, the end of the word, is very important in English, specifically with ED verbs. And if you can pronounce them correctly, your score will improve, which is what we want. Let's take a look. There are two different sounds in English, basically. Voiceless sounds like the P, P, P. It's a voiceless sound. It means it's just air passing over the box. So no voice. We call this a voiceless sound. Then there are voiced sounds. Sounds like B and Z, Z. The Z sound. It's important to understand that the vocal box here actually vibrates. It shakes when you say one of these consonants or vowels, or consonants, sorry. So you can put your hand here and you can hear that this is a voiced sound. It actually shake the vocal box. Sounds like B and even a TH sound and J and the J sound. All of these are voiced. Let's take a look. So there are three different sounds for the ED verbs in English. There's the ID sound, the T sound, and the D sound. And they are uniquely different. They're not the same, unfortunately. But I'll show you how to practice them and which order to practice them in that will help you improve. Right, the ID sound, T sound. The T sound is the one we begin with. The T sound is voiceless, so it doesn't shake. Sounds like in the word helped, helped, sniffed, sniffed, laughed, watched. You can hear those sounds? Go over them. Try to say them fixed. Helped. What you do is you push your tongue up against your top teeth and then push the air out. That's it. Help. It's a voiceless sound, so all you're doing is pushing air. That's all we're doing. Sounds like washed, watched. That one's a little tricky. And the tongue up against the teeth and then push the air over, push the tongue down. The second sound that you want to practice is the D. And this one is voiced, meaning it comes from the vocal box, voice sound. Words like called, called, planned, planned. So the tongue is a little bit different. The tongue is down and pushed forward a little bit. And when you push the air, you make sure to kind of squeeze your vocal box and force it to shake a little bit. Planned, offered, damaged. I'm accentuating the sound. Loved, my favorite. Loved. I want to really try to make that D sound strong. Amazed, rubbed, claimed. Let's go back up and do called. You can see my tongue actually doesn't move a lot. It's up, push down, and then just release. Tongue is up, push down, then release. as in the sound of the word called. Okay, next is the voice sound ID. This one is a little bit tricky, but I think I can help you get through it. This actually sounds like an extra syllable. We call this id. Say it with me. Id. Id. As in waited. Needed. Or sometimes in the words that end in K, like wicked. Kid. Like a child. What we understand is that verbs that end in T or verbs that end in D all have this id sound, like the word did, id, needed. Hear it? Needed. This is voice, so it actually comes from your vocal box. Needed, wanted. You got it? A little bit better? You want to go back and practice these again and again in that order. Do the T, the D, and then the ID sound. Come, take a class with me, Teacher Richard, at CEC, your home for IELTS study. Now, I promise you, I will help improve your pronunciation through tips like this, ED verb pronunciation, and many more that we offer. All the resources available to help you improve your IELTS score. I'll see you next week.
ตอนนี้เราได้รวมเอา CEC 1 และ CEC 2 นะครับมาอยู่ด้วยกันแล้วนะครับคือหน้าโรงเรียนนานาชาติ Unity Concord นะครับก็ยังคงมีเนื้อหาอัดแน่นเหมือนเดิมนะครับเป็น English Conversation นะครับ English for Kids นะครับมี Math มี Science มี ESL มีชุดเตรียมสอบ TOEIC TOEFL IELTS SAT GED นะครับแล้วก็มีหลักสูตรภาษาจีนนะครับ Chinese Conversation หลักสูตรเตรียมสอบภาษาจีน HSK ด้วยนะครับซึ่งตอนนี้หลายคนก็จำเป็นต้องเรียนทั้งภาษาอังกฤษและภาษาจีนนะครับเป็น Trilingual people แล้ว คน3ภาษานะครับเรายังคงสอนภาษาไทยด้วยนะครับสำหรับชาวไทยและชาวต่างชาตินะครับและแน่นอนครับ Fin Project ก็ยังคงอยู่ที่ CEC กับเรา CEC เป็นที่เดียวในภาคเหนือนะครับที่เป็นตัวแทนของ Fin ในการเรียนหลักสูตรปริญญาตรี3 ปีนะครับจบเร็วภาษาดีดีกรีนอกนะครับ